Hello Aries, welcome to Monarch Intuition, and tonight I'm going to be doing your June 2022 mid-monthly check-in reading for you. So what is going on for the sign of Aries? What do we need to know for Aries right now? Actually, let me get you a Major Arcana card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one Major Arcana out of this stack to see the theme for the end of the month. What is going on for the sign of Aries? What do we need to know? All right, one more shuffle. Okay. We have the Empress. Okay, so something about property, land, fortune. It could be a will. It could be any type of contract right here. Something where you attain a lot of things. Because remember, the Empress really doesn't represent a person. She does represent a person on a card, but she really represents the country where you hail from, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull 3 cards from the Revelations Tarot to kind of get the energy about the Empress. What is going on with the Empress? What do we need to know? One more shuffle. All right, we have the Strength card, the 5 of Swords in reversed, and the Queen of Wands in reversed. Okay, here's something that's really important right here. You have the Strength card coming out representing that you have a solid case against something or with something right here. So I do believe something does belong to you. It's like solidly yours. With this 5 of Swords in reverse, someone is trying to play mind games with you. However, you come out on top and you kind of like decimate the opponent right here with whatever you have to say, whatever the truth is. Like if you own this, you own this. You have something to back it up. With this Queen of Wands in reverse, I really like this energy for you because the Queen of Wands does represent a witch, right? When she's upright, she's really poised and she's calm and collected, and she really doesn't, want to cause any type of conflict with people. She's just, sitting within her power. However, when she's in reverse, this is when she has to get off of her throne to actually cause some sort of problem within people's lives. She kind of has to use her power against someone. However, I would say to be very careful with this. I wouldn't go overboard because at the end of the day, there is always going to be a winner. There's always going to be a loser, right? And it's okay to win a situation. However, you don't have to go overboard. Even if someone does you terribly wrong, there's still like a limit, right? Think of like, what's that movie called? Think of like The Craft, right? She had all these powers. She could have decimated her entire group of friends. But at the end of the day, did it really like matter to her to do that? No, she was just a cool, calm, collected person. She showed off her power. She did what she had to do, and that was it. Like, that's how you should treat things within life, Aries. Don't go overboard. It's not overkill. It's just, this is mine. This is how I'm going to do it. If you don't like it, well, that's your problem because you caused the problem in the first place, right? So the Strength card, the Star, and the 5 of Wands. Yeah, someone is fighting over something that's actually yours right here. People are actually within conflict right here. This could be within court system. This could be, because the Star represents Aquarian energy, so the highest level of intellect that there is. So people are fighting over this intellect. People are fighting over this dream right here. They could be physically fighting over it, whatever it is, but people are very angry. Now, with this 5 of Swords, you do have some sort of truth to be spoken. You can overcome the competition. Let's look at this. We have the 10 of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, this is you pulling out your ace right here. Remember, the Ace of Wands is the ace for all the fire energy. So Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. This is your energy coming out saying that this 10 of Pentacles is mine. Like, regardless of how you think this belongs to you, it doesn't. This belongs to whoever has the proof right here. And if you have the proof, Aries, this is how you're going to attain it. You're going to pull out your wand. Remember, the Queen of Wands, she has a wand. And it does represent the male genitals. So she's going into her hyper-masculine energy right here. Because Aries is a masculine sign. Now, let's look at this Queen of Wands energy. The Wheel of Fortune, tables are turning, and the 2 of Wands moving on to a different situation. Let me get you one more card for this. So the King of Swords, turning the situation, moving forward. Okay. So what I like to do is I like to see what the previous energy is and what we're going into with the Wheel of Fortune, because it's always moving, right? It represents eternity. And what's important to understand about the Wheel of Fortune is that it represents a graph, all right? It represents as above, so below. But it also represents the right hand and the left hand path, Aries, because you do have the graph right here, which sits in the center of the Wheel of Fortune. And then you do have the 0, the circle around the point, which represents 0. And that represents infinity. So what I like to do is I like to pull 2 cards to see what happened in the past, what we're going into, what we're moving forward. Because remember, when you draw a line on a graph, that line goes into infinity, right? So where are we going next? So what I'm seeing right here is that this King of Swords, this is your intellect. This is your logic right here. You're coming off as this very poised, calm, collected, like I will get down and dirty if I have to, and I'm going to use my mind to do it. Whether it's seduction, whether it is through tempting. Because here's the thing, Aries, especially within the Lilith placement, is represented as something called the warring temptress. And that's kind of how I like to view Aries when they're angry in general, is the warring temptress. It's like, I'll fuck you, I'll fuck your boss, whatever I have to do to get what I want. And if that doesn't work, then, you know, there's always plan B. So what I'm seeing right here for you is that you're using your logic to move this Wheel of Fortune into your favor, so that way you can go on to a new beginning. Let's look at this to the Seven of Pentacles. Because you're growing something already. You're trying to focus on whatever you're doing right now, and that's what you want to be doing. You want to focus on this thing over here. But all of this clusterfuck over something that you already own, that you already have the rights and will to, people are fighting over that. So people are fighting over something that's yours. Let's see. We have the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands again, and we have the King of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like the King of Pentacles can represent someone who has the authority, who has all of the treasure behind him. And the Hierophant represents kind of like the banking system. And it can also represent religious institutions, military, whatever, right? So the Queen of Wands is getting something from this Hierophant situation, from the King of Pentacles and the Hierophant, because that does represent Taurus energy, the Hierophant and the King. So it's kind of like you have this information, you're going to the bank or you're going to whatever this is. This could be like a safety deposit box saying, I have the information right here, give it to me. And so now he's handing over his pentacle to you, because the King of Pentacles, he's a very calm, collected. He's an older man. He knows the rights and wrongs. He has a lot of wealth behind him. He doesn't really care about your stuff. He's just in charge of this situation right here. Yeah, the Empress. So what I'm seeing is that this is yours, regardless of how anyone wants to view it. And you will play dirty if you have to. And I don't see it really working out for anyone that really crosses you right here. That's it. That's the end of it. Why is this person fighting over it? Let's look at that. Let's see who these people are over here. Why are they fighting over this situation? The Eight of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. So Virgo, Capricorn energy. The Page of Swords. This is kind of representation of you're working on something, right? And people see that you're working on it. People see that you're doing something over here. Remember with the Seven of Pentacles? And they want what you have. They're saying, well, they have this over here, so why can't I have this? Yes, it belongs to Aries, but at the end of the day, I can find a way to get it from them because they're not going to miss it. Because the Queen of Pentacles is sitting on her throne as a queen, right? She has her own cash flow. Queen of Pentacles to the King of Pentacles over here. So I feel like you're already sitting pretty within your life, or you have a lot of things that are around you. So someone really doesn't care if they take something from you, because to them it looks as though you're doing good for yourself. But here's the thing. That's appearances. The Nine of Pentacles. Once again, that's that same energy. They see you walking around in your garden. They see that you have all of these things. Here's the thing, though, with the Nine of Pentacles. You put in the hard work to get those things. Think of it like this. Say, for example, you have a brand new laptop, you have the Apple Watch, you have whatever, an iPad, you have all these different technology things, you have a really nice car, you have a smart house, you have all this stuff, right? And someone's like, well, I can go in and steal this thing from them because maybe it's like a wedding ring, it could be whatever, right? And they're saying, well, they're not going to miss it. They have all this other stuff, but here's the thing, you worked for all of these things, and you worked for whatever that was over there. Obviously, you're going to miss whatever if someone takes something from you, right? If you've worked for something, you've put in all this time, effort, and dedication with this Eight of Pentacles, you've crafted something perfectly, you're going to miss something when it's gone, right? See, it's different from, say, like a multi-billionaire. I kind of feel like that's what they're viewing you as, is, say, like a multi-billionaire. Like to them, if a piece of jewelry goes missing, they're probably not going to notice it. However, say someone is just middle class and you have a bunch of nice things, but at the end of the day, you still have them all accounted for, right? You still have a list of everything that you've had. You remember, you have a picture saying, I went here and got this, I went there and got this, I bought this from so-and-so place, I bought this from here. So obviously if something goes missing, like if you're middle class as opposed to someone who's like a billionaire, you're gonna know that. So that's kind of what I'm seeing with this Nine of Pentacles, is that someone doesn't think that you're gonna notice or you're gonna miss it. The Knight of Pentacles to the Four of Swords, yeah, they view that you're asleep. They view that they can take the situation and you're not gonna notice it. They view you as someone who's just at peace, relaxed, calm, doing their own thing, not really worried about anyone else. The Justice, it'll be equalized for you though. The Hermit, something is going to be revealed to you. The Ten of Swords, it's a swift ending. I kind of feel as though you're not going to expect that it was this person all along. Especially if this is fighting over a will. For example, say that you're entitled to this and someone sees that, they're going through a hard time and they see that you're living your life, to the best. You're not going to realize how dirty that this person is going to get to try to take something from you. You don't know that they're going to try to do something pretty heinous to you. And when I say heinous, I'm not talking about like, awful things, but they're going to get pretty wicked about the situation. And once you feel that, and once you realize that, that's when you go into this Queen of Wands mode in reverse. That's when you finally get into this, all right, you want to play that game? Well, then we have to play this game together. So you have the King of Cups and you have the Judgment. So Scorpio energy and the superpower card with the Judgment card, which is Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. One more card for that. The Four of Pentacles. Here's the thing though, Aries, it's like this person also has money as well. They just want yours too. Someone's greedy. They want to hold on to everything. And you're going to realize that about this person. You're going to realize that it's never enough for them. The Three of Wands, you've sent out communication, you're waiting on the communication to come back. Queen of Cups communication. It seems to be, very calm and logical right here. The Six of Wands. There's a victory within this situation. So you send out a message is returned, you have victory. It's coming about in a very clear, concise manner. Like, this is the victory right here. So I really don't see it. I see it getting ugly for you, but I don't really see it being horrible. I mean, the Ten of Swords is a pretty bad card. But once it's over, it's over. I kind of feel like you might just go back into like that normal Aries energy. Six of Swords, moving away from the conflict mentally, just saying, okay, well, whatever. It's very calm, very peaceful. The High Priestess. I kind of feel like that this is part of who you are as a person. This is supposed to be a part of your life right here, because the High Priestess is trying to teach you something, trying to teach you that this lesson in particular is going to carry you through the next phase within your life. You're going to realize something right here, that maybe you can't trust everyone, even if they are related to you, even if they are someone who's very strong and bound to you. It's basically calling that situation out. Can you go into this Queen of Wands mode, maybe to someone who is related to you? Can you play this game? Because at the end of the day, it seems that both of you are on equal playing fields right here. They just want something else instead of giving it to you when it's rightfully yours, so they'll fight tooth and nail for it. So this is about discernment, picking and choosing. King of Wands, the Eight of Cups, walking away from a situation, realizing that it's not worth your time anymore. Yeah, you're heartbroken about the situation with the King of Wands coming out. It's sad, it's upsetting. Ten of Cups coming out later. By walking away from the situation, you find the Ten of Cups somewhere else. By you looking behind you and seeing the Two Cups that are still standing, this could be like, for example, you and your brother or sister, whatever, are going at it about this estate, right? You fight tooth and nail. You act a little bit shady. They act shady. You come out on top. It's rightfully yours. You have to move away from the situation. You're very upset by it. You don't go overboard. But you turn around and look at who your immediate family is, like maybe your spouse, your children, whatever, and you can celebrate with this new thing. You can celebrate about this new property, this new money, this new whatever this is for you. Or maybe something that's already yours. But I don't see any thief energy. I feel like they're just fighting over some sort of document, some sort of paperwork. Yeah, the Ace or the Page of Pentacles. The pages in tarot are generally blessed by the universe to receive the aces. So the Ace of Pentacles is given to the Page of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords is given to the Page of Swords. So that's what I'm seeing right here, is that you have a gift. You have something that's been given to you. It's a blessing. It really helps you out. This other person, it could help them out as well, but it's not theirs. So that's it. Let's look at this from the Spellcaster Oracle perspective. Finding fertility. The fertility does represent the Empress itself, because remember, the Empress is also a pregnant woman. Finding the Empress, finding this document, finding whatever this is, this piece of land, this property, something that belongs to you. It allows you to be abundant, because at the end of the day, the Ten of Cups does represent like the climax to a situation, if you get what I mean. So that's what I'm seeing for you, is that it does kind of end in some sort of like climactic thing, but at the end of it, you're just saying, why did we have to go through all of that? Well, whatever. We're no longer, we're no longer going to communicate. I'm going to communicate with these people over here who is actually, helping me throughout the situation. My family, my friends, whatever it was. So let's see. Let me get you a couple of, what are these? Awaken Oracle cards. Integration and Smile. I kind of feel like you have to integrate this part of your personality, something that maybe you don't like, and view it as a strength for yourself, okay? You don't like going into it, but granted, none of the fire signs like having to go into that. Fire is supposed to be, happy and joyful and kind of like kept on like a candlestick, if that makes sense. But at the same time, if that candlestick tips over in the house, think about that situation. People like it for the enjoyment. People like fire because it brings happiness, right? People like going on bonfire excursions. People like lighting candles. People like playing with fire. Like, it's such a dangerous element to just play with, right? And I kind of feel like that's what you're understanding right here, is it's like, yes, I am the Queen of Wands, but at the same time, if you play with the situation too much, that's the problem. If you don't respect fire enough, that is the problem. If you knock over a candle because you were careless, what do you think is going to happen? If you fall asleep with the fire on and you don't have proper ventilation, what's going to happen? If you, like in the olden days, people used to fall asleep with cigarettes all the time, and what would happen? They would burn to death. Like, that's the situation right there. That's the integration of who you are as a person, Aries. And smile about it. There is nothing to frown about. I mean, at the end of the day, all of the elements have their own superpowers to them. Think about, for example, air. We have air all around us, but an air can also be a tornado. Water could represent a water spout or a hurricane. Earth could represent an earthquake. Like, everyone has these negative things to them that sometimes you have to rely on to get you through certain situations. Now, let me get this over here. Hold on. Ah, almost fell off my stool. Nope. But, people treat water more dangerous than they treat fire. Like, when people go to a pool, they're always like, don't dive here, don't run around this, don't push people in the water, make sure you take out all your electronics. There are so many more warning signs on water, right? Or there's so many more warning signs when it comes to, say, an earthquake, or, you know, a tectonic shift within the plates, or, you know, a tornado. But no one really puts warning signs when it comes to, like, buying candles. Like, we have Yankee Candle everywhere, right? No one puts warning signs on buying lighters. I mean, there might be a little bit warning, flammable, but, like, nothing... You get my drift, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing right there, is that someone just kind of played around, wants to play around with the situation. Ugh. Yeah, revenge with the wasp energy coming out. You get your revenge. That's it. Red squirrel, conscientious. But you're conscientious about it. It's like it doesn't go too far. Like there is a limit to something. And I feel like you have to understand that within yourself, Aries, is that, yes, you can get mad. You can, you know, be enraged. But at the same time, you have to keep a stable head saying, all right, I'm not going to get too enraged about this situation. I'm going to know when to stop. And that's going to be, I think, your challenge right here for you. You have the Skull of Stars, Infinite Possibilities, and you have Skull of Light, Illumination. So the Hermit is illuminating something to you. This Skull of Stars, Infinite Possibilities does represent that whatever this is, whatever this Empress is, you pulled it twice, you pulled the Fertility card, it's infinite, all right? Like, you could do a lot with it. Say, for example, you get a piece of land and say it's, say, 10 acres, right? And all of a sudden you're digging on it to build a house and you find like a diamond mine, or you strike oil or something like that. Like, there's more to it than meets the eye. There is a reason that you're receiving whatever this is, okay? It's not just this small little thing. Think about what you could do with it. Especially right now, a lot of people want to get a house. A lot of people want property. What could you do with it? You could have a garden. You could have a house. You could have, you know, solar plates, whatever. So this is something that I do feel it's worth fighting for. Whatever the situation is in your life. And it doesn't even have to be like a big piece of land. It could just be a ring, a wedding ring. It could be, say, your phone. But whatever it is, it's worth your time to get it back. It's worth your time to get this for yourself, okay? So, anyway, Aries, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll talk to you later.